Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here, Safi Financial Network, September 25, 2025. All right, S&P 500, we got red bar today, and this is 4 hour chart. Obviously, we broken this trend line, which is kind of like a short-term trend line for the market since August. And after 20 days, we broke this trend line to the downside. Market tried to find a bottom somewhere around 6,500, which is kind of like a nice shadows here, but we see that here's the lower low, lower high. And I would say maybe market, we may see some kind of like a bounce to the upside, as you see here for the short term. Stochastic momentum got a pullback reversal to the upside, and MACD is pretty close to very, very overbought condition. Actually, it is overbought condition. And this is the support for S&P 500, which is 65, 60. And this candle, if this candle engulfed to the downside, I would say more downside is coming, 64.24 and then 62. 11 and obviously all the way down to 60.56, which is going to be my target, which is going to be 5 to 10% correction to the downside. And that's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to take a couple of weeks, I would say. But I would say when we are getting to the October, even more bearishness is coming to the market. And also, um, uh, I would say the entire month of October, we may see some kind of like a red month for the stock market. So we will see how it goes. So moving on to Nasdaq, is the same scenario here. A little bit better. You see that lower high, the higher low in the 4 hours chart. You see that, but I would say potentially we may see some kind of like a bounce for Nasdaq. And I would say few candles uptick for Nasdaq, and then getting back to the downside to test this at 24,000 area. So this 24,000 area is very important. This is a Federal Reserve pivot last week. And if we break through to the downside, I would say NASDAQ is poised for a very dramatic or sizable correction all the way to 23,100, which is going to be the next support or pivot there. I would say that's going to be the pivot. But ultimately, I'm looking for 21,300 to 21,700 for Nasdaq. So this is a trend line, and we saw that it's kind of like a going down, and market doesn't show any kind of like a sign of a strength right now. We are overbought, overstretched anyway, if you want to slice it and dice it. And we may see some kind of like a pullback to the downside. And that would be the scenario. Even if you go to daily chart, you're going to see that this at 24,000 is very, very important. This is a daily trend line. This is Federal Reserve pivot. If we get below this at 22,900 and then 21,400, that's the area. That's the institutional level, which I believe that's very, very important for the Nasdaq, and potentially we're going to get there before the next rally. And this pullback or this downside would be a great buying opportunity. So let's wait for that one and be patient for that. Moving on to Dow today, we got, actually, this is a weekly chart. Let me go to daily chart. Today, obviously, we broke this ending diagonal, which is very, very important. So this is a bearish wedge ending diagonal. And today we got confirmation that this one goes down. And when this one goes down, usually it's going to go all the way down the same scale from this top to here, all the way down to 42,700 to 43,000. So that's the area that I'm looking for. So even a daily chart, we just got a bear reversal to the downside today, confirmation. And that would be the scenario for Dow as well. So lots of heavy value names are getting into a corrective phase, I would say, and that's going to be great buying opportunity. So stay tuned for that one. Gold hit a bullish candle today. Still, momentum is decreasing or going down, but we got nice bullish harami here, still consolidating. We may see a bullish pattern, a form for a final top, and then getting back to the downside. But all in all, I should say gold is very, very overstretched, overbought, and probably I would say gold topped is there, and we're gonna see more downside, especially in precious metals. Looking at the silver, silver is the same. We got a pretty nice momentum to the upside for silver, 2% more than 2% to the upside, $45. And this is remarkable. This is amazing. And I remember I was telling all my relative firms, myself, subscribers buy silver when silver was here around this area. And precious metals are kind of like skyrocketing. Right now, silver is skyrocketing to the upside, and potentially we are going to hit $50 per ounce, which is going to be a new kind of like an all-time high after 2011. So we'll see how it goes for silver. Moving on to crude, which I believe it's kind of like a getting close for a nice rally confirmation. So we got a nice W pattern here. Remember, we were talking about this, and crude is just a triple, kind of like in short-term triple um, bottom here, but the bigger scale is W pattern. And I'm just looking at this area, which is very, very important, $67 per barrel. If it gets above this, it's going to go all the way up to $80. So that's kind of like the possibility for crude, and I believe that geopolitical tensions escalating, and I believe that Russia and the U.S. armed conflict is very, very close. I thought that that's going to be Middle East, but seems like the war armed conflict shifting to the Ukraine again. So we'll see how it goes. But all in all, so I should say crude is forming a pretty nice bullish pattern here. You see that these bottoms here forming pretty nicely, and we just need a nice confirmation above this 67. All eyes, I should say, need to focus on 67. Any kind of like engulf above 67, 68 will pave its way for a rally all the way up to $80 for crude. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Remember, we were bearish and about this Q1 pattern. We are getting close to 107,000 Bitcoin. And if this neckline breaks to the downside, I would say 97,000 is coming. Ethereum is the same, but we break below 4,000 area. Right now, 3,900, and I would say Ethereum, it's going to go all the way down to 2,900 to 3,100. Bond yield at the same time going higher today. Bond yield is getting back to the upside, and I believe that a bond yield can have a nice, sizable rally all the way to 3.78%. But after that, we're going to see another potential lower low for bond yield, which is going to be the ultimate low in early 2026. And I would say this area would be a great buying opportunity for TBT, which is bond, because I believe that a potential yield is bottoming here. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to Treasury. Treasury formed the bottom at the same time. So this tells me that I know that it has like inverse correlation with bond yield, but when bond and bond itself, I mean like a note, form nice rally to the upside at the same time. This means market is panicking and money is flowing out from stock market going into the bond. And I believe that bond will have a nice rally down the road. Moving on to Dixie. Dixie is getting back to the upside. I would say money is flowing out of the stock market. And potentially Dixie is going to put pressure on commodities, especially on gold and silver as well. VIX at the same time getting back to the upside today, still below $17, but get above $16, which means that potentially the volatility is coming back, and we should see some kind of like a spike to the upside to 27 to 29 for VIX. Apple at the same time going higher today, pretty nice bullish consolidation, very close to this double top here. If we get above this 260, new all-time high is coming for Apple, which is going to be the scenario. Potentially, if market shows a bounce, I would say that's going to be the bounce. Amazon at the same time going down here. So we are pretty close to this bottom here, but we may see some kind of like a bounce for a day or two. But after that, Amazon can go all the way down to 204, 208. And Meta at the same time, it's about to break below this trend line. We may see some kind of like a support here, but that's going to be 1 day, 2 days bounce. And after that, we're going to see another sell-off potentially to the downside. So tomorrow is going to be Friday. We may see some kind of like a bounce, especially early session. But when we are getting close to the later session, I would say when we are getting to the weekly close, potentially people are going to just book profit and close their position. So pressure again on the market is getting back. So we'll see, because people don't want to keep their stocks, especially over the weekend. at this stage of the game. So Microsoft at the same time going down today, 506, a pretty nice correction for Microsoft after earning. See that Microsoft is going all the way down. And Google at the same time formed pretty nice bottom here after hours. It just spike up today, 248 for Google, still forming pretty solid. It is very cheap, but I don't chase the price at this level. I'm just waiting for pullback and then getting back to this name again. Netflix forming a pretty nice head and shoulder here. You see that? So this head and shoulder is very nicely formed. Even Q and pattern, I would say this is kind of like a below this pivot. So right now we got a form right shoulder here, waiting for this 1200 close below, and then getting all the way down to 1000, 1050. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to Tesla. Tesla 4% downtick after yesterday high. I would say yesterday was a great scenario for sellers to sell their Tesla. Semiconductor index open gapped up and negative, and then getting back all the way up to positive territory. And barely positive, still consolidating stocks the same here. Nvidia gap down, getting back, and barely positive, still looking for this correction to 150, 145, which is happening, I would say. AMD actually was very negative, but getting back to the upside and closed barely positive. 160 still is going to be very strong resistance there. So you see that we need to get close, a strong close above 165, 170 to get back to the bullish momentum, but I don't think that's going to happen. Taiwan Semiconductor, after finding a bottom, intraday session going all the way up, but all in all, I should say daily candle forms a pause and negative. Texas Instrument back down today, 181, and Lam Research barely positive today, 128.13 and 128.01 after hours right now. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to the XLF, which is banking sector, doji bar here. Banks still are forming well, but I would say the rollover is coming. So stay on the side, be patient, because I would say lots of buying opportunities are coming, especially for the next few weeks. KBE is the same. KRE consolidating here, 63.89. JP Morgan, pretty nice consolidation, around flirting around all-time high. But I would say even if it goes higher, or even if it eventually goes down, the ultimate pattern, I would say a bigger corrective move potentially for the next month or so. So we will see how it goes. Goldman Sachs is the same. This one is the same. So today we got gap down, but getting back to the upside, barely positive. I would say we may go all the way down potentially to 660 area, or the worst is going to be 620. Bank of America forming nice bullish consolidation here. Right now, there's nothing wrong with chart. Gold miners today, they got positive after yesterday, sold off sharply. Today, we got positive candle for gold miners. Still momentum is there, but I would say if you have gold or precious metals or gold miners, I would say it's not a bad time for taking profit. Put your money on the side, wait for a better price entry, because I would say the better price entry is coming back. AEM at the same time, it's the same 159 and 159.90. It's close today, and Newmont forming a pretty nice hammer, which is going to be hanging man at the top. So we'll see if it's just consolidation before the next sell-off. Moving on to the XLE, which confirming that energy market is on the rally, nicely breaking through, looking for this 92.17 to see if it gets above this. That's going to be a huge confirmation, which I believe that it's very close. The same here for Exxon. Exxon 116. Look at this. So if we get above this 116, it's tackling to 124. And Chevron today, pretty nice positive candle, 160 close. And let's see how they are closing on a weekly basis, which is going to be tomorrow. So I believe that the next cycle or outperforming cycle is going to be energy market. So we'll see how it goes. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.